So it's summer of 2024, and Lionel fans have a lot to talk about and try and figure out with the new Base 3 that's out. And a lot of you are using the app, and that's fine. For me, I like remotes, but I was trying to figure out, is there a way? This thing seems to be trying to steal the show, which is fine to a point. I get it. This is the CAB-3, or at least the CAB-3 app. But I would really like to be able to control my older Lionchief stuff with everything without having to use this. Can it be done? Can I use this with one of these? So unlike previous control systems Lionel has released, the Base 3 doesn't have a physical remote. It just has the CAB-3 app, which is neither here nor there. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm getting used to it, but it's still a little bit clunkier and glitchier than I would like it to be, especially when I'm controlling, big hunks of metal around my main line. So this thing has been something I've been trying to avoid, and I really like using this CAB-1L for control instead. This is familiar to me. I've been using the CAB-1 with my old TMCC system for a long time, and these are all the same controls, just no antenna to poke me in the eye on accident when a 4-year-old is using it, and it's really nice to use, and it even has a quilling whistle feature on it.
That's how you do it.
Cool! Maybe that's a video for another time if you haven't figured out that feature yet. But this thing is able to bridge everything, meaning that even the old Lionchief engines, like this one I have here, this is a old Lionel GP7, this can only be controlled through a universal remote or from the remote that it came with. That means that even with my TMCC controls and Lionel legacy controls, this thing won't respond to anything but this. Except now the Base 3 can connect all of that, at least through the app, which was a bit of an Achilles heel for me, again, because I said I'd rather use this to control everything through the base. So you come into your app and you go to RF Lionchief config, and you press that. And as long as the engine is sitting on your line and has power, you just click pair, and it will find that engine and pair to whatever number you've assigned it to. Great, but that means the only way that this Hellgate bridge between all of your control systems can theoretically work is through the app that I don't really care to use. I would rather set up a few things here at the end of the day and control everything from a remote, because again, this is just what I prefer. So when I did that, I noticed that the Union Pacific GP7 has TMCC ID 2. And I thought, does that mean I can address this engine with this remote with engine ID 2? Let's check it out. All right, so I've already paired this GP7, and it works with the app right off the bat. It recognizes things, and I've got it pulled up here. Woohoo. App glitches aside, this thing I noticed says engine 002 for the number that I assigned it within that listing for Lionchief engines. Does that mean I can take one of these, or even a CAB-2, and punch in 02? I mean, I've done this already before this video, but it still tickles me pink that I can actually do this, because up until now, the only thing that's been keeping me from controlling everything through one single remote have been the older Lionchief engines. I've had to use a universal remote. And I'm not saying using two remotes was bad, it would just have been nice to do it all through one. And now, thanks to the Base 3, and admittedly thanks to the CAB-3 app, I can do that. And I can set them up on the app, and then I don't have to use this anymore. I can just put this thing away, I can turn off the Wi-Fi on this, and the next time I fire this thing up, this thing still remembers that it's 02, and it just runs around on my rails. I've never been able to do this with one of these kinds of remotes. It's always been something that I had to, use a second remote in order to do, which makes a lot of my older roster much easier to use. So we're all figuring stuff out with the Base 3, and we're all figuring out different ways to utilize them however we see fit. It's kind of like a smartphone. You're never going to figure out 100% of how everything works, but 100% of what's available in that smartphone, or in this case, the base 3, you're not going to be able to use all of that. It's all going to come down to how you want to run your railroad. And I found that even though I don't like using the app to control stuff, I can set things up with that app and make it a whole lot easier from this remote here. So that was an awesome thing that I wanted to share with you guys. There are other things that I've been messing around with on our base 3. So let me know what you guys have discovered. How are you running stuff on your rails? I had it so that way one person was using the Lionchief remote, one person was using the CAB-1L, and one person was using the app, and all 3 of us were running trains on the same line with 3 different control systems. It was a lot of fun. So I've got Lionchief.
Huh?
You've got the app. And Colin, what are you using?
Should I start it now?
Yeah, you can go now. 3 separate engines on one line with 3 separate control systems. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how things have been going on your guys' end, other cool things you guys have discovered. If you have questions on anything that I did that I can help clarify, anything like that, please subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you on the next one. That's good.